Hello, my name is Roger Tonga. I'll be taking you through chapter 12, recruitment and selection. Now, we do know that our lives are always going to go through such a situation where we'll either be recruited or we'll either be selected, and we'll try and understand what is the difference between the two. Now, recruitment and selection. First and foremost, recruitment is concerned with finding applicants. And it is a positive action by management because they go into the labor market, they communicate opportunities and information, and they generate the interest. So when you're recruited, it basically is a positive action. While with selection, it is the part of the employee resourcing process which involves choosing between applicants for jobs. It is largely a negative process because you eliminate unsuitable applicants. So you realize that recruitment and selection have one key difference. Recruitment is positive action, while selection is a highly negative process because selection entails you eliminating people. Now, who is responsible for recruiting and selecting? First one, senior managers. Okay, senior managers are responsible. The HR department. Line managers. Now, line managers means that if you are applying for a job as an accountant, then most likely your line manager will be the accountant manager or the finance manager, who will also be involved in the recruitment and selection process. And then we have recruitment consultants who are paid to do recruitment for on behalf of companies. Now, general terms that we'll be looking at: job analysis, which deals with the purpose of the job. When you're analyzing the job, you're able to know the purpose of the job. What does the job have? What is the content of the job? What are the duties and the responsibilities? The performance criteria, what should you achieve? At the same time, how will your work be evaluated? Whom will you be reporting to? How are you going to be growing in that company? So what are your promotion paths and the working conditions? Well, with job specification, it describes the skills or competencies that are required for the job. Maybe they might say you have to be very proficient or good at using Microsoft Office or the likes. Then person specification describes the sort of person suitable for the job. They might say they want someone dedicated, someone who can work under pressure. They give quite a lot of characteristics or qualities that they're looking for in people. Then job description sets out also the purpose of the job, where it fits in the organizational structure, what is the context of the job, what are the accountabilities of the job, and the main tasks the holder will carry out. So you realize that job description and job analysis tend to have some relation. Now, the 7-point plan by Alec Rogers, he ideally felt that there's some few things that you look at whenever you want to recruit people. So he first gave physical makeup. This is so important because you would find that there are times when someone might be looking so weak. And if he's looking so weak, you feel like this person will give us problem, because even if we employ him now, he might be leaving or going to hospital a few times here and there, and the work may be disrupted. Or at the same time, where there's some jobs that require you to have a certain type of outlook or face or beauty or appearance, and hence they might judge based on that. Attainments: what have you attained? What are your qualifications? What are your achievements? General intelligence: how smart are you? Special aptitudes: what is so different about you that we can't find in many other people? Interests: what are your interests? Are you people, do you like working with people? Are you mechanical? Stuff like that. Disposition or temperament: are you calm? Are you independent? At the same time, circumstances. Now, the times when they will ask you, where do you stay? Or they might ask you that this job is in a certain place. Do you think you can work there? Do you think you can, do you love to travel? Those are the circumstances, because maybe your job might entail you to travel a lot. Now, interviews, the conduct of the interview. we're going to be looking at different questions, okay, that are asked in the interview. And the first one we're going to be looking at is open questions. Now, this forces candidates to put together their own responses in complete sentences and encourage them to talk, e.g., questions that begin with who, what, when, and why. Like, why are you applying for this job? Who are you? What do you want from this company? So this allows you to talk or come up with sentences. Okay. Now, probing questions. Now, this aim to discover the deeper significance of the candidate's answers, especially if they're initially dubious, short, or too vague. At times when I can ask you, so why did you leave your job? And then you'd say, because maybe I didn't like how the environment was. Then I'll ask you, so how was the environment? So you realize I'm going deeper into your answer. At the same time, we have closed questions which invite a yes or no answer. So did you pass the exam? You'd say yes or no. Problem-solving questions present the candidate with a situation and ask them to explain how they deal with it. They really love such questions just to see how you think. Then leading questions. Now, this encourages the candidate to give a certain reply. Now, the danger with this question is that the candidate will give an answer that the interviewer actually wants to hear. So I'd ask you, we are the best manufacturer of this and this. Do you agree with that? Now, if you are applying for a job, you wouldn't say, no, I don't agree. You'd obviously say, yes, I really agree. This is the best product, and you'll continue to praise that product. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of interviews? Now, the advantages, they are highly interactive, allow flexible questions and answers. They offer opportunities to assess a candidate's personal grooming. Remember, you're seeing them, so you can see how they dress, how they smell, how they walk, and at the same time, you're able to see how they communicate with you. They also offer initial opportunities to evaluate the rapport or the relationship between the candidate and their potential bosses. Do they connect? As a boss or as a manager, you'd ask yourself, am I able to work with such a person? Now, disadvantages, the scope. Now, an interview is too brief to actually get to know someone. We say that first appearances matter, but at the same time, people do change. So it is very hard to be able to describe someone in the first instance in many cases. 2, artificiality. People pretend, as we said, so they might just come and show someone else and they're not really that person. 3, the halo effect. Now, the halo effect is a tendency for people to make an initial general judgment about a person based on a single obvious attribute. Because you might see someone walks in and they're dressed quite well, they have a very nice smile, and all of a sudden they're well spoken, and all of a sudden you'd feel like this person is competent enough for the job, and that may not really be the case. Now, selection testing. This can be used before or after interviews, and there are 2 basic types of tests. The first one is the proficiency, attainment, or competency tests, which measure an individual's demonstrated competence in particular job-related tasks. So we really want to know whether you're actually good at the job by giving you a test that will be related to your job, like giving a secretary a typing task. Psychometric tests deal a lot with psychological factors like aptitude, intelligence, how smart are you, personality, and the likes. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this has really helped you to understand how recruitment and selection happens. If you want to know more about this, please stay tuned to our channel, Ultimate Access Education. Thank you so much.